Plaintiff Susan Glaze has known the defendant for 10 years, and after his mother died, the defendant's life went downhill. Susan claims the defendant started abusing pain pills, which eventually led to heroin addiction, and she's suing him today for rent and an electric bill. Defendant Sean True says Susan is a pathological liar who tells lies about her friends and family. Sean admits that he smokes marijuana and has abused pain pills in the past, but he insists he has never used heroin.
Start with you.
Okay, I've known Sean Michael for a little over 10 years. His mother and I were very good friends. She had her issues with, her drugs and whatnot, and I feel as if he's following in her footsteps. She passed away in 2009. And ever since then, he's been living a destructive lifestyle. He's dropped out of high school. He was doing pain pills, drinking constantly. That quickly turned into heroin. He has been living with crackheads. They were evicted from their home. He had to come and live with me. The night in question—
When did he come and live with you?
He came to live with me on February 20th. The night in question, his girlfriend had received a phone call from his friend stating he had had a seizure. So we rushed over there immediately. When I got there, I busted in the bathroom. He was pale, shaken, sweating. So I went and I asked him, what's going on? He told me I'm fine. I told him, let's just go home. You need to rest. I was worried for him. He's the only piece of his mother that I have left. So I want to keep him close to me. And, it didn't happen that way.
How did you determine he had overdosed?
My mother has epilepsy, so I've seen seizures my whole life. The reason he was mad that night he had the seizure is because his friend had thrown him in the shower with heroin in his pocket.
How does he use heroin?
He snorts it.
Okay.
Because I looked at his arms and there were no marks on his arms.
Someone told you he snorts it?
Yes.
Who?
What
association?
His former girlfriend.
His
former girlfriend. I have her statement as well.
Let me see.
Yes, sir. He's the only piece of his mother that I have left. So I want to keep him close to me. And, it didn't happen that way.
How did you determine he had overdosed?
My mother has epilepsy, so I've seen seizures my whole life. The reason he was mad that night he had the seizure is because his friend had thrown him in the shower with heroin in his pocket.
Defendant Sean True is being sued by his former friend, who claims Sean is addicted to heroin, and he nearly died after overdosing on the drug.
You want to give me some background, sir?
Susan's a pathological liar, sir. She likes to make lies about her friends and family. Any rumor that she hears, she's gonna either accept whatever rumor it is or make up her own way of a rumor.
Your ex-girlfriend is a pathological liar too?
No, I'm talking about Susan.
No, I know who you're talking about. I'm talking about your ex-girlfriend who wrote this saying you're a dope fiend.
Who's my ex-girlfriend, sir?
Her name is Lindsay Moore.
Lindsay Moore?
Yeah.
No, I'm not no dope fiend.
Okay, but she's lying on you too?
Yes, she is.
That's all. That's
Okay.
what I did ask.
Okay.
I heard what you saying about her.
Yeah.
All right, don't come with the dope fiend lies to me.
Oh, I'm not.
I know it when I see it.
I'm not.
I
I'm just
know it
saying
when
she's
I
lied
see it,
too.
and I know it when I hear it.
I understand.
I know dope fiends are slick, but they don't all slick me. I've seen a million dope fiends.
Right.
All right, now let's get going. She's a pathological liar because what?
She tells lies about her friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
She has friends, but they'll get in fights, they won't be friends for a while.
You related?
And then she'll go back.
I'm not related to either one
Your
of them.
friend? Mm-hmm. All right, stand up. State your name.
Brianna Moore.
She told any lies about you? Thank you. Have a seat. What else?
She just starts rumors. She says that I'm a dope fiend. I don't do that. Pain
Your
pills,
girlfriend says it too. Your ex-girlfriend.
I understand that.
All
Pain
right.
pills, I've done it before, and I smoke my weed. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean. No, I don't know what you mean at all. Now, what pain pills do you use? That's what I don't know what you mean. What type of pain
I've
pill?
used Vicodin and Percocet before in the
Okay.
past.
Illegally?
Illegally, yes.
All right. Those are precursors to heroin. You do know that.
I understand that. Yes,
Good
I do.
enough. As long as you do. As long as you know I do as well.
Oh, okay.
All right. As long as you know I know that people who use Percocet and Vicodin and those others and Oxycontin either are also using heroin or it's they're a step away from using heroin.
I understand that.
All right. As long as you do. And I do too. What do you have to say about him using heroin? Stand up. Do you know anything about that? She brought you as a witness to talk about him using heroin.
The witness who wrote that statement, my cousin, she was with him one night when they were at the apartment where he used to live before he moved.
She told you this?
Yes. They had went into the back room of the apartment and they
This
had
is a different incident from hers.
Yes.
Gotcha.
They went into the back room of the apartment and she saw them lay it on the dresser, I think she said, dresser or table one. And Chris snorted some and then so did Sean. And they tried to get Lindsay to do it and she said no and then she left.
Okay. This happened?
No, sir, not like that.
All right. What'd your mother pass from?
She had MRSA, she had swine flu, and she had walking pneumonia.
Had nothing to do with drugs?
That had nothing to do with drugs,
Okay.
no.
Was she a drug addict?
No, she smoked weed.
Oh, okay. Ma'am, she only smoked weed. Why are you acting like you said the young man's mother was a drug addict?
I was in her life since I was 12 years old. She purchased alcohol for me at that time. She was doing Xanax and Valiums and, painkillers. And this is when he was in foster care.
What type of painkiller?
Vicodins, Percocets. I believe one time she did Loratab or something. So, I mean.
Not for a legitimate reason?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. You've never used heroin?
No.
You say you think he's still on heroin?
I do.
All right.
do.
You willing to take a drug test
Yes,
today?
sir.
Good. And if so, you're willing to check into inpatient rehab?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And I know that heroin doesn't stay in the system but a day or two. However, if you are addicted to heroin.
It will be in my system if I'm addicted to heroin.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. If you're addicted to heroin, you would not be able to stand here without going through severe withdrawal symptoms. What do you do with your life?
Right now, I'm looking for a job.
When last time you worked?
The last time I worked, it was actually, I'm a freelance painter. I don't do it now. I haven't been doing that for the past 3 months.
That's what I'm asking. When the last time you did?
It's probably been 2 months.
Okay. And how often would you get paint jobs?
Every weekend.
Why only weekends?
That was the time where, because the person I worked for, my
Sir,
buddy,
he's lying.
The person I worked for, my buddy, had a full-time painting job throughout the week. And I worked with him on the weekends when we go downtown to the Great American Building and paint stuff down there and all of that. And then his boss was gonna bring me on as, as a full-time person, but I was in the process of moving from Redmond.
How long did you work weekends?
Probably the past 7 months.
7 months? What'd you do before that?
Before that, I didn't. I worked it was like 3 months before that, I worked at a factory.
What about before that?
Before that, I was at McDonald's.
For how long?
A year.
All right, and how far did you go in school?
In school, I went all the way to my 12th grade year, and then my aunt dropped me out of high school because I had truancy charges, and she told me if I didn't go to school, she was gonna drop me out. I started going to school for 2 months after that, and then she ended up coming to drop me out anyways because she was in nursing school, and with me having the truancy charges.
What about when you got old enough to go without your aunt having control of you going to school?
I tried going back to school, and they told me that I have to get a job, which I went to go get a job.
The school said you cannot attend high school
Because I was over there.
unless you get a job.
Yes, she says that I'm a dope fiend. I don't do that. Pain
Your
pills,
girlfriend says it too. Your ex-girlfriend.
I understand that.
All
Pain
right.
pills, I've done it before, and I smoke my weed. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know what you mean. No, I don't know what you mean at all.
Defendant Sean True is being sued by his former friend, who claims Sean is addicted to heroin, and he nearly died after overdosing on the drug.
All right, see, now I know you're a dope fiend. For you to give me a dope fiend answer like that.
I was over the age of 18,
sir,
sir.
please. Think you're talking to. You got to get a job to be able to go to high school and get a GED or a diploma. Yeah, right. Not going to even let you play with my intelligence like that or give me a dope fiend story. I thought maybe you were recovering, then you give me this dope fiend story. Won't let me go to high school unless I'm working. Judge me for the plaintiff. I don't even want to hear any more of this nonsense. $300. I believe everything you say and zero of what you say. And we're going to see what happens on that drug test. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Judge me for the plaintiff.
You learned today, didn't you? You learned today, right? Right, you learned today. Right, you push everybody. That's close to you and loves you away.
I still have
dope.
I still
right.
have close people that are close to me.
I'm sure.
And I
Dope fiends.
I live in
Come
Mount
on
Healthy.
now,
I don't
Shawn
hang out in
Michael.
Reading no more.
Honey, I was born at night, but it wasn't last night.
I don't
Trust
even know why
that.
you're talking, honestly. I
She's
don't.
talking because she
That's fine.
got my back.
That's fine. She can have your back.
Oh my God, how you
Well, she
supposed
used
to
to
have
have
my
my back.
back?
Just remember
She
that,
used to,
Susan.
but
Yeah.
remember you turned into a dope fiend.
You're right.
That's exactly what
Make sure
happened.
you see the drug test.
I don't care
It's
nothing
fine.
about the drug test. That's
And
this.
just like
and
he
it
said, if I was a dope fiend,
Boy,
I wouldn't
bye.
be able to stand here right now.
Okay, you
I wouldn't be able to
learned
stand
today.
here right now
This
without
morning,
dope fiend symptoms.
The famous
And
words of
see any
you
symptoms, I
gonna
don't
learn
think so.
today.